Welcome to Crossroads. I'm Anne Francis. With just about 2 weeks till the elections, some of you may still have doubts about the party's platforms, and hopefully by the end of this show, those doubts will be put to rest. Now, last week, we did have a similar discussion, and the guests were critical of the Conservatives. So we have a Conservative candidate here today to speak on behalf of his party. He needs no introduction, as he's familiar to our community. Most of all, he's familiar to Crossroads, is none other than Raghavan Paranchodi. He's from the riding of Scarborough Southwest. Raghavan is currently an MBA candidate at the Robert Kennedy College in Zurich. We also have an NDP candidate, Rathika from Scarborough Rouge River riding. She completed her master's degree in industrial relations from Queen's University, where she worked with the Service Employees International Union as a researcher and helped the organization to successfully launch the Justice for Janitors campaign. Rathika became involved with the NDP in 2004. Welcome both of you to the show.
Pleasure.
Thank you. First of all, welcome back, Raghavan. How are you?
I'm doing good. It feels surreal to be sitting on the opposite side of the table.
Yeah.
And quite interesting. It's my first time ever being on the side of the table for Crossroads.
How does it feel?
Feels good. I think these chairs are not all that comfortable as I
No,
thought
it was never. No,
there.
I actually, when you were hosting it, I was sitting on that side too once. When we were doing the Rwandan protest.
Right.
Yeah.
Tables do turn, eh?
How does you don't like it so much when the tables turn, eh?
I know.
So how is life after Crossroads?
Life after Crossroads is good, actually.
Okay.
Obviously, I missed doing Crossroads, but you're doing a fantastic job with it. So things are going pretty good. And I've moved on to do a lot of other stuff.
Like?
Namely, politics.
Yes, of course.
And my foray into politics has been quite interesting.
What are some of the highlights so far?
Well, I'm a national star now. The terrorist candidate running for Conservative Party.
Of course, they're all at you.
They're all at me, but outside of that, campaign is going really good. Knocking on a lot of doors, talking to a lot of people. This is my second pair of shoes, and things are going good. Yeah.
Well, I have to throw the dart at you, Raghavan. Why Conservatives? Because all the Tamils are asking that question.
My politics align with the Conservative Party. I mean, I strongly believe in family values. I strongly believe in saving for my kids, saving for the future, and my family values and Conservative family values align well. And I chose a party based on my values, my value system, and Conservative Party fits right perfectly. It's a natural fit.
When did you start getting involved in it?
I became a member of the party quite some time back, say about 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
And I've been following Canadian politics very closely. I used to host a show called Face to Face, and I've done quite a few other political interviews here in the same studio. Through that and through other means, I got involved in politics, and I wanted to be in there doing something on my own for my community and for the larger Canadian.
Rathika, we have, we had a profile on you before, but I have ever asked you the question, why NDP?
Just like Raghavan said, my personal principles, the principles that my family, my parents instilled in me of community, of ensuring that the family unit is important and that you're always giving to the community, always ensuring that the community's values and the community, you're contributing to the development of your community. And that aligns perfectly with the NDP's values of ensuring that everybody is taken care of, whether it's the children, whether it's the worker, whether it's the woman in the family, whether it's the seniors in the family, whether it's the entire community is taken care of. And that's the fundamental value of the NDP. And that's exactly where my personal beliefs and my family's beliefs are, and it was just a natural fit. The NDP is the only party that stands for the rights of workers, the rights of average Canadians, and that's what I believe in, is that every single Canadian needs to be taken care of, and that's why I'm with the NDP. It's a natural fit for me.
Now let's just dig deep into the policies of the parties that you guys are representing. Now the Conservatives, talking to a lot of Tamils, are not, acting in favor of, the Tamil ethnic minorities. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's just it's called painting everyone with the same broad brush. I don't think that is true. We might have been at odds with the Conservative Party for various reasons at various times, and I think we need to work closely with the party to be able to get in there and tell them, listen, whatever you're thinking about us is wrong, or the perception out there seems to be wrong. We should be working hand in hand on a lot of issues. And at the end of the day, whether it's the Conservative Party or the NDP or the Liberals, it is people who run the parties, and it is people that represent the parties, and we are people too. I strongly believe in talking to people, negotiating, and bringing about a change. If you want change, you need to be the change that you want to see. You can't just sit around and complain all day. I would dare to walk into a lion's den and try and tame the lion. So
now let's get cut into what the Conservatives are going to do with the Canadian economy. Now, to sum it up, they're trying to reduce the corporate taxes to create jobs. They want to get tough on crime, and by increasing the years of sentence, and of course the human smuggling is another issue. Now, getting tough on crime is highly debatable, because there's statistics that shows that crime is decreasing in Canada, and they want to increase the number of prison time, which is going to cost a lot. Of the debate is it's going to cost a lot of money for the taxpayers. Is that legitimate?
I think it's still legitimate. There are different ways of looking at it. If crime rate is decreasing, as it is being told by many others, that doesn't mean we can go loose on it. We should still keep hard at it to make sure crime is prevented. Anyone who tries to do crime the second time around doesn't even think about it in the future. Some of people who perpetrate crime need to be punished, and the punishment system should be stricter and harder so that no one will ever think about doing something like that.
Do you agree with that?
Definitely not. I do agree that we need to have sustainable solutions, and the solutions are not in punishment, and it's not in criminalizing or racialized youth, especially coming from Scarborough and my riding, especially where it's mostly immigrants and people of visible minorities. What's happening in our communities is that our youth are being criminalized by the current government, and that this current government is broken. They're building jails and they're building prisons instead of actually investing in sustainable programs that are going to build our youth, work towards developing our youth, and that's where we need to do. Like Raghavan said, yes, it's about prevention. It's not about prison terms. It's about investing in our youth and investing in our communities and not building jails. We don't need jails if we don't. Why do we want to put away our youth? Especially our racialized youth. Why are we criminalizing and putting away our racialized youth? I myself, being a racialized youth, I don't want to see my sisters and brothers and my cousins of any race being criminalized for just being
do you agree that lengthening sentences pretty much is it's going to cost a lot of taxpayers? Is it going to fight crime though? Like how she said, it seems a bit more.
I want to address something that Rathika just mentioned. Jails are not there to put all racialized youth in the jail. It is to punish people who perpetrate crime, and extending the sentence time would make sure people who are criminals. Fear. Exactly.
The fear-mongering is what the Conservatives do, is fear-mongering. And why are our youth being criminalized when the real criminals are the white-collar criminals like the ones that the Conservatives are putting in the Senate?
Well, if they're found to be criminals, I think they will also go into those long-term detention centers or the prisons, right? Anyone is innocent
this Conservative government
guilty.
is the first in Canadian history that has ever been found in contempt of Parliament.
Yeah, contempt of Parliament. Okay.
You guys are going to go at each other in another debate.
Yeah.
No, but seriously though, you guys are both like Tamil minorities, going into asking for elections. That's like a huge deal. How does being ethnic minorities, how are you guys handling that kind of exposure in the public?
First of all, I love what's happening now. When I used to be sitting on the other side of the table, I've had many discussions about how we should all be representing the party of our choice, and we should have a debate amongst ourselves as different candidates running for different parties, and we're doing that, and high five for that. When it comes to me running as a candidate in Scarborough Southwest, which is predominantly Anglo-Saxons and a lot of new immigrant communities there, I still face a little bit of a what do you call pushback at times because I'm a member of the racial community, but I have my ways of working through that. And of course, every now and then we're getting these opposition rhetoric on, oh, this guy is a terrorist. Just because I'm Tamil doesn't mean I'm terrorist. Just because she's Tamil, she's not a terrorist, or you're not a terrorist. That has been out there. I think that's the racial slur that we need to cut through and come across. But otherwise, it's going good so far.
We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the party's platform. Stay with us.